It's the same thing. Bell transact is just the same thing with the line transact. If you can remember what line transact is, it means you cannot be in bad position to explain the bell transact. What normally happens is the same thing, only that in belt, in line transact, we use a single line or a single loop that passes or that cut across the area that you want to study our organisms. While in belt transact, we just use two lines. So what normally happens is that you can have a line like this one, a line like this one, and then you have to count how many plants are within, are between the lines, and then you have to record the number. Then you can move these lines to other place like this one. You also count how many organisms are between the lines.
Sir,
So, yes.
don't want mine now. I don't know whether spin muone sir.
Kakawona kumene sindikuona.
Enafe kuoneka.
Tatisa kufolema kwase. Soto mazira. So can you see? Ikuoneka?
Sikuoneka be. Ayi. Kapena ndituluke kayi kapena ndilowesa.
Okay, actually what you normally do, you choose the area that you want to study, and then you find the size. The same steps niwira kuja. Upeza kai malo ofuna upange study yakoyo, uwayeza malo aja kuti how big is the area, and then what you normally do is that after choosing the area of study, they would mayuza chizingo ziwiri. Let's say if you say this is your area of study, so what you normally do, matenga zinga ziwiri ndi kuzikhazika chonchi kuzikhoma parallel. So after this, ndekuti mawerenga ma plants amene apezeka muti within the lobe mwapanga record, and then matenga zingwe zija ndoyikaso malo enaso. Okay, muwerengaso ma plants amene apezeka muti omwe ndikupanga record, then mpeza average. So same thing. Okay, only kuti line transact timaponya quadrant pamenechi mangowerenga zimene zili between the lobes. That's the difference. I hope you can understand. So chimodzimodzi kwina kuja, but I want us to do what you call the capture and the recapture method. Okay, so what you normally do, this method is also called what you call the capture release. capture method. What you normally do is that you go to the field, you select an area where you want to do your study, and then what you do is that you capture the organisms or the animals or the plants, especially the animals that you want to study. After capturing them, you mark them, and then you release them back to the environment. Okay, and then after that, you allow the organisms to mix freely ndi zinazija. Then umazabweranso ndikuzapanganso capture kachikena organisms aja in the same place. You come back and then you do what you call a second capture, where you have to capture the other organisms. I hope I'm making sense. After that, in that kind of organisms that you have captured in the second time, you find those organisms that are marked. Tikambeyo nchimjiwa, what you normally do during the capture and recapture method. Number one, you choose a place where you want to do your study. So you choose your place as this one. And then what you do, ubwela first time, ndikuzagwira ma organisms ako, ma animals ako mene momo. After kwagwira, ukapanga capture, you mark them. Okay, wachita mark ndi ink nake, koma ink has to be harmless, kuti mwina make ukaipanga mark organisms zija isapezeke kuti ukupanga affect life yawo. So you capture that organism and then you mark it. After marking the organisms, umazipanganso release back to the environment, kuti zipangane mix ni zimene simunazipange mark. So after zipanga mix, umazabweranso kachikena ndikuzachitanso capture zina. So you capture organisms ena in the same place. After capturing them, you determine those number of organisms that were first marked. Okay, how was it? So as you can see here, what you normally do is that musankha malo kaye first of all, malo amene mufuna mpange study anuwo. For example, ndipanga study yanga malo awa, kaya nkhalango iliyonse, kaya ndipanga study yanga muchikangawa. So you choose that kind of place, and then what you normally do is that usankhanso ma organisms amene ufuna wapange study wo. For example, ndifuna ndipange study ma population ya ma grasshoppers. So zimene mapanga ndikuti mitenga mupeza njira yopangira capture ma grasshoppers. So mpita nkhalango muja mukachita capture ma grasshoppers as much as possible amene mungafune, as many grasshoppers that you can want. So muchita capture, mukachita capture baja mmachita mark ndi ink, ndilika mwapanga mwalemba pena pake mwachita mark ndika ink, and then you release the organisms back to the environment. Muziponyanso zipirenso mu environment muja. Then mmazabweranso kachikena ndikuzapanga what you call a second capture. Second capture yo mmazangogwira maorganisms wonse pakamodzi amene mungafune. Kenaka mumadzapeza maorganisms amene ali ndi mamaki pamene pacha. Remember at first munadzapanga make maorganisms nkuwapanga throw mu environment. Ndiye apa mukabwera kachikena paja chimene mmazapanga ino mukabwera kachikena kacha, what you do mmadzagwira maorganisms random, mmazangowagwira basi ta. Kenaka mmadzafufuza kuti ndi ati amene ali ndi mamaki ndikupanga record. This number of organism imene imakhala kuti ili ndi mamaki, it's what you call second captured mark. Second capture marked. Ndekuti it's the number of organisms that are captured in the second time and then they have got a mark. Then after that you use a formula to find the estimated population of organisms in that kind of place. So for my mapanga, obviously it's what you call it as this one. Can you see it? Ikuoneka?
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah.
Kuoneka.
Yes. So you do what you call first capture marked. Ndi maorganisms oyambirira amene munapita kukagwira ndikachita mark. Mmatayemusa ndi maorganisms amene munagwira kachiwiri aja wonse, both marked and unmarked. Kenaka musimu mupanga divide by maorganisms amene mutabwera kudzagwira maorganisms kachiwiri kacha mudapesapo ena amene adali ndi mamaki amene aja amene mati second capture marked. So you do what you call first capture marked times second capture divided by second capture marked. I don't know if I'm clear. So you can see all these guys as examples. I also give an example. I don't know if I'm clear. My steps namwaja oyambira namwaja one musankha malo, select an area where you want to do a study. 2, you select you identify the organisms that you want to study, and grasshopper, jajani, all those things. Then what you do is that you visit the place and then you conduct your first capture, and then you mark the organisms, you release them back to the environment, then you go home. You come again after some time. After 2 days, you come back to the same place. You capture the organisms. That's what you call a second capture. The second capture, makala organisms oti one ali mamaki, ena have got no marks. So that's what you call it as a second capture. You do that and then you record it. Then umawerenga apo okay. Pa second capture apa amene ndachita capture ali ndi marks ndi angati. I think amene akugerawa pali 4 or 7 amene ali ndi mark. Amene achandi limit macho second capture mark. So you use a formula which is first capture mark times second capture divided by second capture mark. Hope it's clear. So the assumptions that are made during capture or capture method. Tikamane ma assumptions makana kuti like zorganized or zimene because make some people they might think about this method. So we are assuming that as we are doing this kind of study, ndekuti pasapezeke animal or pasapezeke organism ina imene itha kubwera malo amene aja kapena kuchokapo, chifukwa zitomanga affect study yathu. Let's say ife tamagwira ma grasshoppers, ndetapeza kuti after titapanga through ma grasshoppers amene timafuna tipange count aja, tinapanga throw back into the environment, ndetapeza kuti ena athawa mmene muja apita malo ena kutali, ndizipanga affect study yathu. Kapena kwabwera ma grasshoppers ena azalowa malo ati amenaja, so they can also affect the study. So we are saying kuti no animal moves into or out of the area where the animals are being captured, released, and recaptured. The captured and released animals mix at random and evenly with the remaining population. Okay. Komanso we are assuming that zimene feo tizipangira maki zija kani ma inki kupanga maki using kupanga maki ma organisms athu aja tiorganiza kuti one, they should not affect my activities organisms aja, kodi mwina maki tikomeza kuti inki ja ya paso ma organisms aja, that would be bad. Okay. So my advantage of capture and recapture is that it's easy to estimate population of moving animals like my grasshoppers, majani, njira hii makabro kambi upanga estimate ma organisms ngana mene o. Okay. Komanso imaonetsa many organisms alili malo amene o kodi how they are they distributed, kodi zimapezeka ngati madera akatiwo, so it can also tell you. However, this method sungapangire estimate population ya plants nanga ma plants ngati mngani kuti mugwira ma plants mwapanga maki kwaponya so mu environment sizingatheke tu. So it only works with the organisms amene amayenda kama grasshoppers, majani, all those things. Sometimes zimapanga affect environment organisms because you have to hold them and then you have to press them or using you have to mark them using the ink. So ink sometimes can be toxic to the body of organisms. So it will affect the environment yao. Komanso njira zimene timagwiritsa ntchito kugwirira kupanga trap mu organisms iwo zina zake zitopanga tsati mwina munthu kupheso kachilombo kache, lese kupanga hold chiwala ukhozera wachiphaso munthu mmene kudinira munthu tipeze kuti bazina kuti chafapo chani. So all those things are limitations of or the disadvantages of what capture and recapture method. So that's what I'm trying to say. I already teach. I already taught about the direct counting. So next time we'll try to look at what you call the energy flow in a food chain, and then we'll talk about my food webs and then my food pyramids. Yeah, my nutrient cycles. I don't know if I have a question on this. So can we all see this question? This question 4. Can you all see the question 4?
Yes.
Eh? Simukuona? Ena simukuona?
Network ndio
Yeah. So funso lafika. So the formula will be what you call first capture mark times second capture. Second capture, right? Divided by second capture mark. Sionjo.
Yes.
So first capture mark ni ma group of students iwa amagwira ma beetles. Okay? First day anachita capture ndikuchita mark ma 7 beetles. That means first capture mark ndi 7, eh?
Yes.
Second day anapanga capture ma beetles 8. Second capture mene ma beetles 8. Out of 8 beetles, 4 had marks. That means second capture, total number of second capture yose ndi 8. Sionjo. Second capture mark ndi 4. So you will divide, you multiply 7 I'm saying divided by 4. That will be very simple. You do what you call the mathematics. It's going to be 8 times 7 divided by 4. So it's going to be easy as this. So muyesera ndikulumizani so yomwe I will try to mark it.